All right, today we're going to talk about a classic coaching framework, one that's been a total go-to for leaders for, gosh, decades now. But, and this is the important part, we're also going to reveal a simple but really powerful upgrade. It's the kind of tweak that can be the difference between just having a good plan and getting a truly great result.
So, why are we even talking about this? I mean, why does good coaching matter so much right now? Well, because it's not just for sports teams or some high flying executives anymore. The game has totally changed. It's shifted from being a nice to have skill to an absolute must have for pretty much anyone leading a team.
And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. The proof is right there in the data. Google did this huge landmark study called Project Oxygen, where they analyzed tons of information to figure out what actually makes a great manager. And you know what came out on top? Ahead of technical skills, ahead of everything else, it was being a good coach, the number one most important quality. And this quote, it really gets to the heart of it all. See, coaching isn't about just telling people what to do. Not at all. It's about unlocking the potential that's already inside them. It's helping them find their own answers and learn how to solve problems for themselves. It's a massive shift in mindset, really, from directing people to developing them. Okay, but to coach effectively, you kind of need a tool, right? A framework. And for years, the absolute gold standard has been the GROW model. It's simple, it's elegant, and it's just incredibly effective at giving your coaching conversations a clear, productive structure. So what is this GROW model? Well, it was developed way back in the 1980s by pioneers like Sir John Whitmore, and GROW is just an acronym for 4 simple stages. It's really easy to remember, which is probably why it has stood the test of time. It just works. Okay, let's break it down. First up, you've got G for goal. This is your starting line. Before you do anything else, you have to clarify the destination. What do you actually want to achieve? And we're not talking about vague wishes here. We need a sharp, well-defined, smart target. Next up is R for reality. Now, this is where you get a really honest look at your starting point. Where are we right now? What are the cold, hard facts on the ground? The key here is to look at the situation clearly, without any blame or excuses, just to get a true, unfiltered picture of what's happening. Then we get to O for options. Okay, so once you know where you are and where you want to go, it's time to get creative. The goal here is to just brainstorm, generate as many possibilities as you can think of. Seriously, no idea is a bad idea at this stage. It's all about opening up the field and seeing what's possible. And finally, we have W for will. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's the point where all that talk turns into actual action. Out of all those options you just brainstormed, what are you actually going to do? This stage is all about commitment. It's about deciding on concrete steps and really taking ownership. Okay, so that's the theory, but let's make it real. We're going to walk through a super common workplace scenario, just to see how all these pieces fit together in practice. So, we start with the goal. Let's say I want to improve my team's communication. And notice, it's pretty specific and it's time-bound, within the next 2 months. That's a really solid start.
Okay, now for the reality check. What's actually happening? Well, the truth is, team meetings are disorganized, and because of that, frequent misunderstandings are slowing down projects. See? That's an honest, no-fluff assessment of the current state.
All right, with the goal and the reality crystal clear, it's time to brainstorm some options. And look, these are all different approaches. We could try structured weekly meetings, maybe run a communication skills workshop, or even create a formal team communication charter. All totally valid possibilities. And finally, we land on the will. The manager commits to specific actions with clear deadlines. It's not, yeah, I'll think about it. It's, I will introduce a structured weekly meeting starting next Monday, and I will draft that charter by the end of the month. Now that is a tangible plan. Okay, that seems perfect, doesn't it? I mean, you've got a great plan, clear actions, total commitment. And yet, we all know that plans just like this can still completely fall apart. And this is where we get to the plot twist. So that brings us to the big question, right? If GROW is so good at creating these super clear plans, why do we still struggle so much to actually follow through? What's going on there? Well, this problem actually has a name. It's called the intention-action gap. And you know exactly what this is. It's that super frustrating space between knowing what you're supposed to do and actually consistently doing it. It's basically where all our good intentions go to die. So how do we bridge that gap?
Well, it turns out we can do it by making one small but really profound addition to this trusted framework. Let's take a look at the evolution from grow to grows. That's it. We're adding just one letter, an S, for strategies. Now, this S isn't just tacked on at the end. It's specifically designed to support the will. It's not just about what you will do. It's about how you're going to make sure it actually gets done, especially when things get tough. And listen, this isn't just some clever addition somebody made up. The S is grounded in some serious science. It's inspired by something called the Health Action Process Approach, or HAPA. It's a model that health psychology has used for decades to help people with really difficult behavior changes, like quitting smoking or starting to exercise. It's built on the idea that good intentions are never enough. You have to proactively plan for the messy reality of life. So what does this S stage actually involve? It's all about asking a new set of tougher, more practical questions. Instead of just crossing your fingers and hoping for the best, you proactively ask things like, what obstacles am I going to run into? And what's my plan to overcome them when I do? This is how you build a plan that's truly resilient. So here's why this little S is such a game changer. It literally forces you to think about what could go wrong and plan for it ahead of time. It helps you create recovery strategies so when you inevitably get off track, one little setback doesn't derail the whole entire effort. It basically transforms a good but fragile plan into a tangible, resilient one. And that is how you close that intention-action gap. Which kind of leaves us with one final thought to chew on. Think about a goal you have right now. Could be personal, could be professional, doesn't matter. How could applying not just grow, but GROWS completely change your chances of success? What's one obstacle you can plan for today to help guarantee you reach that goal tomorrow?